Hi students, so welcome to online class. So today we are going to discuss about the chapter 6 control structure. So in this we are going to see the topic nested if, elif, else statement, or we can call it as elif statement. This particular statement you might have studied in C++ as nested if statement or else if statement, like that we have studied. But here we are calling it as elif. Else plus if is called as elif. In Python programming, else plus if is called as elif. So now it is simple. It is like nested if statement. It is like nested if statement. Now let us see the syntax first. So if condition 1. So I have given condition 1. Why? Because there is more than one condition. So we want to know which is first condition, which is second condition. So I have given if condition 1, if this condition 1 is true, statement block 1 is executed. So it may be, the statement block may be one statement or one or more statements. So if the condition 1 is true, statement block 1 is executed. But sometimes the condition 1 may be false, there may be a chance. So at that time it goes for, when the condition 1 is false, it goes for elif statement. Elif means else plus if. So it goes for another condition. So it checks for second condition. If the condition 2 is true, statement block 2 is executed. But if the condition 2 is also false, it goes for else statement. We can go for else statement. So that statement block n is executed. So again I repeat the syntax. If the condition 1 is true, statement block 1 is executed. If the condition 1 is false, it goes for elif. So it checks the second condition. If the second condition is true, statement block 2 is executed. But if the condition 2 is also false, false means we want to go for else. So we are going for else. So at that time statement block n is executed. Here some students might ask another question. Sir, here we can check only two conditions? No. There is no restrictions for this particular thing. You can have one or more conditions. For example, in this syntax they are given up to condition 2. But if you want to go for condition 3, again you give elif condition 3 instead of else. Right? Then if you want to go for another condition, again you give elif condition 4. So whenever we give elif condition 3, so statement block 3 should be given. If I give elif condition 4, statement block 4 should be given. But at last we want to give else, because the last condition, it may be fourth condition or third condition, if it becomes fail, if it becomes false, so else block will be executed. That is statement block n. It may be nth block, we don't know the number. Right. Now we can see the flow chart. See this here. If the test expression can be otherwise called as condition. If the condition is true, the body of the if statement. But when the condition becomes false, so what happens? It goes for the test expression of elif. So second condition. If the second condition is true, body of ELIF. Body of ELIF means statement block of ELIF statement. But if the test expression is false in ELIF, then it goes for body of else statement. So here I have given in words, the condition 1 is tested. The condition 1 is tested. If it is true, so if it becomes true, what happens? If it becomes true, statement block 1 is executed. But if the condition 1 is false, so if the condition 1 becomes false, condition 2 is checked. If it is true, then what happens? Statement block 2 is executed. Even if it fails means if the second condition fails, even if it fails. So if the last condition, it may be second condition or third condition or fourth condition. If the any condition, last condition becomes fails, then automatically statement block N, which is mentioned in the else part is executed. I think we can see through a program. So now let us see through the program in a easier manner. So we are going for a average, finding out the average of two subjects. So from that average we are going to print the grade. So program to illustrate the ELIF statement. So first of all we need the mark of first subject. So that is stored in M1. Then we need the mark of second subject, that is stored in M2. So if you want to find the average equal to M1 plus M2 divided by 2. So for finding the average we want to add the 2 marks and divide by 2 subjects. So 2. So now some mark will be given by the user and then both the marks will be added. If the average value is greater than 80, so we have some restrictions. If the mark is above 80, grade A. If the mark is 70 to 80, grade B. I think you might have studied in lower classes, 6th to 9th. In that lower classes, you have faced the grade system. So in that, based on your mark, the grade will be given. Is it right? Yes, the same thing here we are going to see. So if your average is greater than or equal to 80, so what is your grade? Grade A. If this condition fails, if this condition is true, grade A will be printed. But if this condition fails, we are going for ELIF. So what is the next condition? Second condition, average should be greater than or equal to 70, and we are using the AND operator, logical operator, and average less than 80. That means 70 to 79. If the student average is 70 to 79, so which grade he belongs to? Grade B. If the student average is 80 above, he belongs to grade A. Right? Now we can see another condition is also given, condition 3. If the second condition fails, ELIF, third condition, average greater than or equal to 70 and average less than 70. So here what is the grade? Grade C. So here what will be the mark? 60 to 69. It is not 70, 60 to 69. So like that, ELIF, fourth condition, average greater than or equal to 50 and average less than 60. So here mark starts from 50 to 59. So what is the grade? Grade D. So last thing, they are going for the else. So if none of the condition is satisfied, they are going for directly grade E, because the mark will be less than or equal to less than 50, not equal to 50, it will be less than 50. So those who got the mark less than 50, they will get the grade as E. So they have shown you some mark 34 and 78. So when we add 34 plus 78, so what is the mark? 112. So 112 belongs to which grade? 112 does not belongs to any grade. 112 divided by 2, I think it will be 66. Yes, correct? No, 56. Yes, 56. So 56 means greater than or equal to 50 and less than 60. So 56 means it belongs to grade D. Right. I think first output you can understand. Now we can see the same thing in a practical manner. So we want to open the Python program. So start all programs, and then we want to go for Python 3.7, ideally Python 3.7. So after opening this, you will see the interactive mode programming. Now you want to press Ctrl plus N. So when I press Ctrl plus N, this is interactive mode. Now this is the script mode. So I am just moving the script mode. So here in script mode, I am going to type the coding. So M1 equal to int input, enter the first subject mark. Enter the first subject mark. So after entering this, second one, M2 equal to int input, enter the second subject mark. So now average equal to M1 plus M2 divided by 2. Then if average is greater than or equal to 80, so what is the grade? So greater than or equal to 80, print grade A, right? Then else, no, elif, it's not else, elif average greater than or equal to 70 and average less than 80. So here you see 70 to 79, because I have given less than 80. So less than 80 means it stops up to 79. So we want to give colon. Colon is compulsory. Print grade B. Next elif average greater than or equal to now 60 and average less than 70. So what is the next one? I want to give colon. So print grade C. Elif average greater than or equal to 50 and average less than 60. So colon is very must. Print grade D. So last else statement, colon, print grade E. So after typing the program, Ctrl plus S for saving. So we want to choose the location. Already all the programs are stored in programs folder. So elif statement. So after pressing this, after saving the file, press F5. So when I press F5, it asks about the first subject mark. So I can give 34. I think that is the input they have given. So So 34 and 78 they have given. So 34, 78. So total is 112. So it shows grade B. What happened? I think I have done a mistake. 34 plus 78, it is grade D, but it shows me so greater than or equal to 70, less than 80. So that is what I have given. So here I have done a mistake. Parenthesis is missing here. So when I press Ctrl plus S, so again I am going to run this program. So when I press F5, you can see this window. So 34, 78. Now it shows grade D. Right? We can go for another way. 50, second mark is 60 or else 90. So 90 plus 50, it is 140. 140 means divide by 2, 70. So 70 means which grade it comes? Equal to 70, less than 80. It shows grade B. Now let's see. Now it shows grade B. Again, if you want to show means again press F5. We can go for grade A. 99. So 94. So it automatically shows grade A because it is more than 180. The total will be more than 180. 180 means 90. So greater than or equal to 80 is grade A. I think you might have understood this. So only one error I have committed here. M1 plus M2 I should give in parenthesis. Why? Because both the values should be added together and then only it should be divided by 2. Right? I have missed the parenthesis. So this is very important. Whenever we commit some mistake, we can identify easily. Right? I think this program for nested elif you can understand. Now I am just going to revise you about the iteration or looping statements. Already in the first video itself I have explained all these things. Iteration or looping statement means the statements that are executed multiple times. So that is what they used to call it as iteration or looping. You might think that why Sir is again he is revising this particular content. So in the next session, in the next video, we are going to discuss about the looping statements. So we have completed the alternative or branching statement. So the alternative or branching statement is over. So that is up to nested if, or else we can call it as elif. So now here next topic we are going to discuss about the looping statement. Right. I think you might have understood all these things. So thus we can end the class. Thank you, students.